Hello and welcome to this week's Spotlight podcast. We are excited to have yet another exciting prospect with us on the show. I'm going to let Jason introduce himself here in a second, but first, let me thank our sponsors. Buffalo Wild Wings has partnered with Connected Athletics to give student athletes across the state of Texas a platform to tell the fans, tell their future coaches or fans of their college schools who they are both on and off the field. And so we're going to give Jason a chance to kind of talk a lot about him. He's had a great season. He was great last year. They are fighting for getting a win in the second round of playoffs here coming up this Friday. I'll actually be at their game and looking forward to watching him put his talent on full display for the fans there down in San Marcos at Rattler Stadium. Jason, welcome to the show. And why don't you go ahead and tell the fans who you are, what school you go to, your position, your grad year. Give them a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jason Love. I go to Brennan High School. I'm a running back /H, and I'm a 2024 graduate.
So Brennan's had a great year. You guys have been fighting. You had a good year last year. Tell us who you playing here in the second round coming up.
We're playing PSJA. Yeah, playing PSJA. We're playing at their stadium, about 4 hours away from where we are.
Oh, so you guys didn't get a neutral site. I thought you guys got a neutral site.
No, we got to travel. Lost that coin flip.
Hey man, there's nothing like quieting a full crowd when you come out and put your stuff down in the game out there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hey, Jason, we know, jump right in here. You know, we know how much social media plays an impact on your journey as a student athlete, especially when it comes to recruiting. Tell us how you balance. Tell us how social media has impacted your journey as a student athlete.
Well, personally, I got into social media very late. Like I didn't have anything until about like 9th grade. So I was late coming into all of that. So I didn't really have the full experience until maybe like at the most my 10th grade years when I got Twitter, I got Instagram, I got all that stuff. And I was actually like going on it. But, you know, for me, I'm not too much of a social media person. Only time I'm going on there is for, you know, football reasons, athletic reasons, academic reasons. So as a student athlete, it doesn't impact me as much as you think it would for somebody my age. So it's not that hard for me to balance.
Do you utilize it more for recruiting, getting your brand out there about who you are, what kind of player you are, and more importantly, what kind of student you are? Is that working for you?
Yes, definitely on Twitter. That's what I'm doing mostly. And on Instagram, you know, I'm very football related. My pictures are about football. You know, I'm following football things. What I'm like on my feed, my Instagram feed is football. So that's what a majority of it is.
Excellent. That's good. That's how you should use it for a positive. It becomes your online resume. So that's good to hear. We all know, you know, balancing the life of a student athlete, for those that don't know, is very tough. You've got homework, you've got projects, you've had practice, you have film study, you've got workouts, a lot of things going on. How do you balance your academics, your athletic activities, and your social life?
Well, personally, at our school, our coaches always give us opportunities, and it's school first for us. We have film after school and in the morning, but if, you know, you have troubles in the classroom, they always give us a chance to do that. So our coaches and our school makes it really easy for us. You know, our teachers have tutoring in the mornings and after school and during lunch. So our coaches are always on us and make sure we utilize that stuff. And personally, for me, I'm not having any troubles as of right now. So I'm doing good in the classroom.
Good. Well, on that point, we all know how important it is being a student athlete. I know you're being heavily recruited. For those coaches that may not know about you, give us what is your GPA and what do you think about majoring in when you get to college?
I'm thinking about majoring in computer science. Right now, I have a 4.0 GPA. I'm in the 25 percentile of my class of about 400 or so seniors. And I'm taking all AP classes, economics, calculus, environmental science, and English.
Impressive, Jason, man. I love hearing that. I'm an engineer myself, an electrical engineer working in the chip industry. So I love that you already have that planned out. Let's fast forward real quick. Snapshot. Your career is over, whether it's after a 10-year career in the league or 4 years after college. What's the next part of your life going to look like after football?
Hopefully getting a job in some kind of cybersecurity for a big company like Amazon or Apple or something, you know, big top dogs like that.
Man, Jason, you put a big smile on my face because other than helping young athletes like yourself, helping their recruiting, I love trying to get more student athletes and specifically minority athletes, male and female, involved in high tech. especially like cybersecurity. It's something that's never going away with all the online presence that's going on. So I love hearing that you've got to focus on that once your career is over, man. So kudos to you and your family on putting that as a goal of yours. I love that. Jason, you've played in front of some big crowds down there. You got a great following down there at your high school at Brennan. Giving back to the community, people that come out and cheer you on Fridays, what are you doing to give back to those people that cheer you on in the Brennan community, either as an individual or as part of team activities? What are you doing to give back?
Well, I'm gonna start with what we do for our school first. So we've done Habitat for Humanity, where we go and build houses in new neighborhoods. The small little houses where we go and we're building them, we're painting fences, and we're helping out like that. And personally, myself and my family, we've done things for the Red Cross and the food bank, where we go to Gus Stadium and we have families drive by in their trucks and we're filling their cars with food and things they need for the holidays or just Christmas, Thanksgiving, just summer, anything in general.
That's nice, man. You mentioned family. We're coming up on Thanksgiving next week. What are your plans? What is your family? What does the Love family do for Thanksgiving? You guys traveling, or is everybody coming to your house? What's the plans of your household?
Well, since we're assuming or knowing, have a feeling that we're going to win this game, we're probably going to have practice next week. So, not going to be doing too much traveling. Just getting home from practice, helping my mom, helping my dad, cooking or whatever we got to do. Maybe have our grandparents come over. We'll see. I don't know yet.
What does a typical Love family Thanksgiving? What are we talking about? We're talking about ham, turkey. What's your go-to? What are you guys serving?
We got turkey, stuffing. Got the mac and cheese. I'm trying to think. I can't remember everything right now. We got I don't know. I can't remember everything. It's not coming to me, but that's the stuff I can remember. We got cornbread, greens. The
Typical
got cranberry
Southern.
sauce. Yeah, typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good to me. That's what I'm talking about. As we talk about food, I mentioned that when we started here, Buffalo Wild Wings not only a sponsor of this podcast, but also sponsoring the Brennan football program and donating food back to donate money back to the school for those that come into their sports bar and mention the school or the football team. Buffalo Wild Wings has a lot of great sauces that they use in their wings. I sent you the question earlier. Which of their sauces, and I won't name them all, but which of their sauces best describes you as a player on the football field?
Well, a couple years ago, I would have said barbecue, but I've, tried different things, and I'd say mango habanero is now my new favorite one. I've been a barbecue guy my whole life, but like recently, these past few years, I'm straight mango habanero.
All right. That's got some heat to it, and you bring in the heat in the field, so that kind of aligns. I like that you made that choice. That's really good to hear. Jason, you've had a tremendous career there, Brennan. Football to me is one of the greatest team sports. How do you balance? I'm sure you had individual goals going into the season. You also had team goals. How do you balance that to make sure that you put your team first while also still trying to achieve your individual goals for recruiting?
Well, I feel like since this is the newest team I've been a part of. A lot of people that we've had are sophomores or people who've never been on varsity before. So I've been making sure that they're good first. Since I've been on varsity the longest, to me, it's more about making sure they're ready before myself, because I know what I can do. Seeing my teammates during practice, defense and offense, I don't know what they can do yet. So I'm making sure I'm doing everything that I can control to make sure that in general that our team is the best it can possibly be.
Yeah, that's great. A great response. Jason, you're a gifted athlete. Besides football, what other sports do you play?
I've done track and just track. I'm not much of a basketball person. I did the open 100 and 200, and then the 4x1 and 4x2.
Okay, that's good stuff. People don't understand the importance of me being a former college coach. Football players need to be at least competing in track in the offseason. That's what every college coach wants to do. Either work on your speed, your strength, your agility. The game now is all about speed. So it's good to hear that you're focused and been running track in the offseason. Tell me, when did you start playing football as a kid?
I've been playing since I was about 5. I started with flag, then moving on up to the having pads and doing that type of stuff.
Okay. Tell me, as you mentioned that, going back to when you were 5 years old, what's your most memorable memory or exciting moment that you experienced on a football field?
Well, this one's pretty more recent. It was last year, first time playing in the Alamo Dome against Steel. Even though we had lost that game, the atmosphere is like something I've never been a part of before. And the competitiveness of that game going back and forth, we barely lost that game, but going back and forth and seeing everything that can happen, the anticipation is something, a lot of football players live for and what I live for. And I love being out there. I love experiencing that. I love making a difference. So that was probably my favorite memory.
Yeah. Jason, how do you handle? I mean, as I always mention to student athletes, nobody's ever gone completely undefeated. Nobody's ever lost every game. How do you manage as a running back the highs and lows of maybe one game you took a good hit and you fumbled, and then you were able to come back that next series and go 80 yards for a touchdown? How do you handle those highs and lows of a football game?
I'm always thinking next play, good or bad. If I'm having an 80-yard run, next play, it's not going to be another 80-yard run, but I'm going to try my hardest to make it an 80-yard run. Even if it's not, I'm thinking next play. Fumble, I'm thinking next play. Try to make everything better than it was before, and you'll have a good game. Be successful.
Yeah. There's a lot of great running backs that have come out of the state of Texas in high school, and a lot of them playing obviously in college and pro. Is there a specific running back that you pattern your game off of or that you look up to as a running back?
Well, not specifically, but my dad's always told me that he reminds me, I remind him a lot of Barry Sanders. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
really see it personally, but that's what he tells me.
You're young, but Barry Sanders was the dude back in the day, man. I mean, he could stop on a dime, and I can see your dad's comparison. There's a lot of similarities between Barry Sanders' game and your game, which is very high praise. So that's good to know. Hey, as we finish up here, tell us a little bit about you know every player is different. I've been around the game a long time, and during pregame, there's a lot of different types of how ways that the players get ready for the game. There's the guys that want to crank it up and get hype, listen to their music in their earbuds. There's guys that are quiet in the corner. There's guys that kind of keep to themselves and kind of go through their plays in their mind. Which bucket do you fit into? How do you prepare pregame for a big game coming up?
I'm more of the in the corner, quiet type of guy, but I'm still having my headphones in, listening to music. I'm just, thinking about making big plays. I feel like if you think about what you're going to do in the game and you're envisioning it, then it has a better chance of happening. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Jason, I love this question. I would love hearing the different responses from players. But what do you? I love this game. It's done so much for me. It helped me get ready, as I mentioned earlier, and it's been just done so well for me. But what do you enjoy most about playing football?
I enjoy just like the bond of, meeting new people every year. Like this is probably the group of guys that I have now. It's probably my favorite group of people I've been with so far. I feel like I can connect with them a lot more and just building bonds and seeing people that I've known for years or I've known for just 1 year go off and be successful is something I always look forward to at the end of the season. Just seeing where everybody is, seeing how much progress we've all made is something I really enjoy.
And Jason, you're a senior, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me now as we finish up. Look back over your 4 years. What would Jason the senior tell Jason the freshman? What advice would you give yourself or freshmen in the program now as they start to manage and look up at, hey, I want to be like Jason when I'm a senior? What advice would you give them on their journey?
I'd give them that it starts fast. You might not be starting freshman on varsity. You might be starting as a sophomore, but it's going to start fast. The coaches are going to need you at any point. They can need you at any point in time. So you got to always be ready. You always got to be the next man up. If you're the next man up, you always got to be prepared to be the next man up. And just make sure you always know what's going on. Make sure you're always paying attention. Make sure you're taking notes and film. Make sure you're watching extra film because you never know when your opportunity is going to be.
Right. Well, Jason, let's finish with this. There's not a football player, you currently, myself back in the day, there's always at least one person that's made an impact in your lives. We know it's your parents, or maybe it was a coach or teacher. Think back about over all the people that you've been around that have helped you and shout out one of them for helping you get to where you are today.
I'd say the number one person that could be is my brother. He's same age as me. We're twins. I've always played with him. He's on the defensive side of the ball this season and last season. We used to play offense together. We were right next to each other, but he's probably pushed me, been along my side. Always somebody I can talk to, always somebody I can talk about football with, things outside of football with, school, everything in general. He's probably that person I have.
No, that's awesome, man. That's a great call out. Well, Jason, hey, thank you for your time. We know you're busy getting ready for a big game here on Friday against PSJ. Good luck. Hope you guys get the win and you are playing the day after Thanksgiving. And we appreciate your time and we'll be posting this video soon, man. But have a great rest of the week and have a great game Friday night, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Be blessed. Thanks.
later.